usual, we are having um 10 minutes of praise first, right to the praise channel, and then we're going to jump into the retrospective itself. And the timer starts now. Hey Tom.
Hi there. Ooh, calm music.
We have just 2 minutes left to audition, please. Okay, we are done with this part. Now let's move on to the actual planning. So, as usual, 10 minutes per prompt, and then five each of discussion. First question is what is going well? What should we continue to do? And the timer starts now. Just by the way, because I only see three folks in there, the link is on the voice channel chat.
I just want to say I have to hop at the halfway point today, but I'll be here until 1:30.
Okay, thanks.
Mhm.
We have about just 2 minutes left for this first question. Hey, Efra, welcome. The board is on the voice channel chat. Feel free to jump at any second.
Okay. Thank you.
I am going to hop, but I will come back to look at this later. Sorry, I wasn't able to stay the full hour today. I have a conflict in the next half hour. Bye, guys.
Okay, about half a minute left. I don't think I'm seeing this. Let me check. I think no one is writing, so I may as well just pause it now and just start the conversation. With 5 minutes, does anybody feels like just starting first? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Um, maybe you go first, Nate. Why not? Oh well, I'm not sure if you're there.
Sorry,
Gideon.
give me one moment, please. Sorry.
No worries. We can start with you, Gideon, and maybe pass it back to Nate.
I'm sorry. Did you say me?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. It kind of blurred out there. Well, it's hard because I wasn't here for half of this, but um, the things that jump out to me are Bear has been like incredibly productive and just like jamming out a bunch of stuff that is really important. Like it's like we're starting to show that we can have like a 3 to 4 month radar that is helping us to kind of like keep the big picture in mind and translate it into more near term stuff. That is really encouraging to see that, and it's just really good work. Also, I think we're starting to show signs of like some natural capacities for the TEC, so the grant round is starting to show signs that this is kind of what we're meant to do. And, the sponsorship, things kind of like dropped off a little bit on comms because people just weren't here. But then Afra jumped in and pretty seamlessly just like picked things up and did like some great threads. So it feels to me like there's like some systemic things that are, of course, backed by real people, but it's encouraging to see that these efforts by individuals, like they're resonating, and I think it's because we've got some good systems and we've got just like surrounded by a bunch of good people, so that's good, encouraging. I don't know. Do you want me to just hand it back to you, Isaac? I'll just open it up in case anybody else wants to go.
Oh yeah, that was what I was going to do. Sorry, I was just grabbing some water. Uh, yeah. Anybody wants to follow up on that or add anything? If not, we can move on to the next question. 5, 4. Go ahead, Bert.
Yeah, just to add something. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with Gideon that we're being able to find those capacities, and it feels great because it feels that we are starting to go towards the same goal or towards the same vision in a way. So I think it's more a matter of now trying to formalize that and to internalize that a bit more. But it's been great, again, like seeing Nate with all of these events and the conversations that are going on and how people are really showing interest and engaging in these discussions. And I think that really proves that the token engineering field and the work that we are trying to do to advance it, it has some avenue there to be more explored through conversation and through the grants program, um, through all of these different avenues that we are working on. So yeah, it feels great. It also feels great, this collaboration between the coordination team and the TCAN, and I think we're also being able to find that balance between strategy, long-term thinking, but also execution, and being able to react quickly to whatever opportunities or whatever challenges come up, right? So that's really interesting. I think that really talks well about us as a team. And yeah, I think it's been great past few weeks. Um, yeah, I don't know if there's anyone else who would like to take it. If not, pass it back to you, Isaac.
Cool, thanks. Let me just count down to 5 and see if anybody else wants to hop in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Okay, let me stop this timer. And now we can go to the second question, which is, well, what should we stop doing? What do we need to improve? And the timer starts just now.
this music is making me feel inspired.
It's kind of giving me anxiety. It's like straight from a sci-fi movie.
Okay, timer is over for this one. A very complex prompt. I'm seeing a lot of connections between nodes. Let's have a few minutes of discussion. Um, Anybody wants to volunteer to go first? Oh, I see Gideon is still writing. Let's just give him one more second. Okay, looks like we're ready now. Um, I don't know, Sean, you want to start first? You've been doing some connections between
Thanks, Isaac.
nodes.
I'll jump in. Yeah, I'm so excited. I think people are there's just every sticky here is like really game changing. I think people are putting up really good concepts for improvement, and it's just really exciting to me. The music was inspiring, and I feel like wow, we can do really well. We can be an incredibly organized agency and do really well at what we do if we continue just highlighting places we can improve and then addressing them. So because there were so many good points, I started seeing some themes that were like connecting them. So I thought, how can we address this at a higher level? So there's a couple points on the TE grants round, like being flexible with the conditions and the timing and continuing to refine the playbook in that sense. And then having having show spaces as part of the requirements for projects to go through the grant rounds. I think we can make these iterative improvements to TEGRX. There's a lot of stuff on the right side. I connected kind of a cluster over here, which I see as like TE. It's like TE. It's like the token engineering part. That's really important. I think Gideon has a really good point here. Angela and Rohan published really important work on CAD GPT funded by 60K of Common Pool funds. And we haven't promoted this story to the extent that it really could be. And we're seeing that same with the OP migration. There's a lot of potential in kind of recognizing what we have done and it's the impact. I mean, these two adjacent stickies are really related because this is the grantee impact. This is the CAD GPT is a recipient of a grant from the TEC, and we're seeing huge impact. They're putting out really good content. And so that's the kind of stuff we want to hone in on. And then bringing that into the grant rounds as well. This is we're like curating a leaderboard for TE public goods. So whatever projects are at the top of the distributions in these from the matching funds from these grant rounds, that's like a TE public goods leaderboard. And I think there's so much potential in that to curate phenomenal projects and create kind of like a feedback loop. We can create better content, better Twitter spaces because we're interviewing better projects, and then we gain more attraction into the rounds. We gain more attraction from sponsors, the rounds get bigger, and then we continue to curate better projects. So I see that as this really elegant feedback loop that we can operate on. Yeah, I know I took up quite a bit of time, but just laying out these high level themes that we can start to map out. I really like the planning stuff too, just like continuing to improve planning and utilizing Notion more. Like there's a lot of points here personally I'm going to DM a few people about following up with some things, like maybe doing a Notion ad hoc Notion workspace sometimes, like just like hopping into Discord when people are available and doing some code development, things like that. I'll pass it back to you, Isaac.
Cool, thanks. Anybody wants to jump in as well? 5, 4,
I'll
3.
jump in. I think we're doing a lot of things really, really well. I was really impressed with this grant round in terms of, just the flow that we created, and it's not many last minute things happening. So I just want to say it's been really awesome to see that. I've got my grant glasses on because this is when we're doing it, but I do think that we have an opportunity here to do things a little bit different than all the other featured grant rounds, which comparing the kind of the spray and pray grant funding strategy, that we do focus in on some of these um, processes of both the evaluating impact and having the TE boost for quadratic funding, but also the acceptance into the rounds. I think are the two areas where I think that we could really kind of drill down on those things and really make this token engineering round really special. That's one thing, and then the other thing is like there's a lot of things going on right now, and I think we need to have a little bit better space, even if it's just carving 10 minutes out of a meeting, one of our meetings, to actually just discuss a bullet point list of everything that's going on and see if there's any questions or any types of comments that we can gather from at least the coordination team. And yeah, and I'll pass it back to you.
Cool, thanks. Well, we have just 15 seconds left. I'm going to open it very briefly if someone has like something very punctual to add. If not, we'll move on to the last one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now let's jump into the last one. Pretty much ideas to try out. Again, 10 minutes, and the timer starts now.
Definitely, please put that comment back. I did not mean to discourage you from writing it.
Yeah, I'm curious about that one too.
Okay, time is over. I see some people are still writing. This is actually one of the fullest boards we've had. So I'm actually quite happy. I do have to jump off now because I have another meeting right now. But feel free to just spend a few minutes talking about all the ideas and maybe even considering adding some of them to your sprint that starts tomorrow. And talking about sprints, so um, we have the next one tomorrow as always. Make sure to update all the statuses of your tasks and have something in mind to on what you want to do for the next 2 weeks. Uh, with that, I will just quickly open the floor to see if there's any questions or feedback, and if not, I'll just go to the next meeting.
Yeah, I'll just say that I think going through the retrospective for all of the ideas to try section, and trying to actually look at some of those ones that are more valuable, and maybe even review them as a group and implement them in the next sprint would be a really interesting idea. Also, the comment, I don't know who wrote it, but start doing some good old-fashioned community organizing in OP land. It is going to be our new home, and I do think getting exposure to that is a really, really good idea. I'm just not sure how that exposure will work or how that organizing will work, but I do think it's a really good thing to explore.
Oh yeah, I just want to say I think there's so many good points up here. I just really appreciate this board and appreciate that from my personal perspective, just continuing to refine the process. I feel like every sprint I'm easing more and more into the TEC, and just things are always a little more lubricated, which is a good trajectory. And I just like that we got so much out on this board, and there's a lot to come back to. I like the stickers as markers. I like all these markers and just like quick reference points to come back to. So yeah, that's all I'll say for now. I don't have a hard stop at the hour, so if people are chatting about things,
Yeah, well, I like to say that, yeah, I think this probably has been one of the best retrospectives that we've had. I don't know exactly why. I feel that sometimes we are more kind of like inspired to write things down for some reason, or at least that happens to me. So it's great to see everyone's thoughts and ideas. It's really encouraging, and there seems to be a lot of opportunity to do things better, and also to acknowledge the things that we've been doing great. So yeah, just wanted to say that I really enjoy this retro. Not sure if anyone else has any comments.
I'll just keep mine brief. I think this is kind of what Sean's saying. It feels to me like, well, this is definitely what you're saying, Sean. There are a lot of connections between this stuff. I think if we just took a little bit of time, I don't know when we do this, but it might be worth like looking at some of this stuff and then feeding it into TCAN and then figuring out how we sync TCAN and the coordination team, because Nate, your point about having some time to be able to kind of step back a little bit and tackle these bigger issues. It's like giving some breathing space to ourselves to look for the synergies. And Sean, I like how you started linking all these things. I think that's a really important practice.
Yeah, 100% agree. Efra, would you like to? Do you have any comments, any thoughts about maybe the whole retro?
Um, this is my first time in the retro call, so I don't have really any comments, but it was really insightful for me. Um, so yeah, I really appreciate this call, and I think it opened my mind on how the process of how the processes are being handled on the TEC and how can we can enhance this process. So yeah, hopefully I can keep joining this so I can keep um helping with value and my opinion and just just knowing what you guys think about how it's going. I'm mainly focused right now on on the comms team, and I have really no context or little to no context on the other working groups. So yeah, I'm starting to getting the handle of it. So yeah, this call was really insightful for me. That's my thought.
That's great. That's really awesome to hear, Efra. Definitely. Gideon, were you gonna say something?
Oh no, I was gonna just create space if we wanted to adjourn. But do people have other things they want to say?
I just want to say thank you, Efra, for joining the retrospective. I think it's really awesome, and I hope you enjoyed it. You're kind of picking up everything that's going on, and you ease into it really nicely. So thank you for everything.
Yeah, thanks everyone. I'm really looking forward to the sprint planning tomorrow. There's lots of fuel for the fire.
For sure, yeah. Same. I share the same thing. Well, I guess if there's nothing else, I think we can probably finish the call.
Oh.
I just wanted to.
I just saw too. Yeah, so I just remembered it's Monday. So I'll be in here noon PST in 2 hours. Hosting tech token utility open discussion, and then there's the comms call later.
Yeah, exactly. It was exactly related to that, about asking the team here about whether we are, I guess, keeping the comms call. I would assume probably yes. And if so, if we are having it today, and if people are joining, just kind of like getting some more thoughts on that. Oh, Efra hopped up, but
I'll be there for
Yeah,
sure. I'll be there for the comms call. I think Efra's working on some threads. He may be why he got off. He's like trying to crank those out. Anybody else be able to join comms today?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Wait. Yeah, I usually just plan on casually on being there. Sometimes I might have to. I might be a bit distracted, but I'll try to hit most comms calls in, especially today.
yeah, for sure. Me too. I will join. I was thinking, if Nate, if you're joining as well, it can probably be a good opportunity for us to go over all the com stuff, related stuff. Maybe talk a bit about the marketing plan that you were telling me about, Gideon, and also some coordination or any support you required for the events, the upcoming events, Nate. And I think it'd probably be a good time and space to talk about all that communications and community organizing stuff, if you guys agree.
Yeah, I think it's a really good space for it, especially when it comes to what we're promoting and why we're promoting it, even after the fact. I know we have the last couple days in the grant round, and I assume that's what Gideon you were talking about regarding Efra's tweets. So I there's just a lot to pound out right now, and then we have the community call on Wednesday as well, and so it's something that we just we need to organize and focus on. I just think there's just been event after event after event, and communication has been really impacted this time, and thankfully everybody has stepped up to do it. And, but I think we can kind of reflect on how we're doing it and see if we can come up with different systems or processes to facilitate it going forward.
I'm just going to mention, we don't have to go into details on this, but one of the things that I'm thinking may make sense is, originally I was thinking that I would handle kind of day-to-day comm stuff, but I think I want to focus more of my efforts on like the TCAN, more like advisory kind of things. So I think it may make sense to try to free up some of my salary, my my monthly TEC funds, to actually get somebody on board here to do comms. And so we should talk about that, like what that might look like. I'm thinking like comms and maybe the fundraising stuff. So if we can do that, maybe what we actually do is for the first time, actually do a hiring process for the TEC. I mean, EFRA is great. So maybe that process is just like, we choose EFRA. Like, I'm impressed with that guy. But I do think it's worth just thinking a little bit about like what freeing up my funds would do in terms of like increasing our capacity. So I'm just throwing that out as something to think about as we're thinking about comms over the next few months.
Yeah, I think Bear's probably the best situated to kind of have input on that one. I'm not sure exactly, what roles are needed, or I guess you were doing a couple of them, right? Like several, the communications and the fundraising. Would you consider those the same, like one role or like two separate?
I think it's probably two different people, is my guess. But I think that I'm not. This isn't me saying like, "Hey, I'm out here." It's not me saying that at all. But I think that what I would probably be doing is playing more of a role like what Tam is doing. Where it's not like she's an advisor, but she's still very engaged and like working and actually doing hands-on stuff. But I think that if we could like free up some funds to have somebody who's like charged with, this is part of what we have to figure out, charged with definitely Twitter, but maybe beyond that a little bit. And then I think that Griff was mentioning someplace, I can't remember, this is while I was away, but the Jake from Gibbeth might be able to help us out with some of the grant writing stuff, because he's already like plugged into a lot of that activity. So anyway, I don't mean to co-opt this call with that kind of stuff, but I think as we're thinking about kind of our longer term comm stuff, it's something to be thinking about.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think we can probably also take some time maybe during the comms call to chat more about this. I've been thinking about this a bit. So yeah, I think it's probably worth discussing it more. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to take more time from you guys like right now. So maybe we can continue the conversation later today. It's gonna be really nice that all of us show up there. So yeah, I think we can do that. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else, or we can probably then just close this call. All right, sounds good. Okay, thank you so much, guys. It was great retrospective as always. Thank you to Isaac, and thank you to all of you. Talk to you guys later. See ya.
Bye, everyone.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone. See you later.